For my social action plan video, I'm going to be exploring the exploitation of sweatshops in third world countries. Many retailers in first world countries are using these sweatshops, such as Gap, Tommy Hilfiger, Primark, and this is all because of the cheap labour they can use them for to make their clothing. Through all the research that I've gathered, I'll be showing you how different people have different responses to sweatshops, and if they have any background knowledge or have even experience living in a third world country and seeing what sweatshops are firsthand. But overall, for my social action plan video, I'll just be making a video which brings about awareness and shows the consumer and target audience what the reality of sweatshops actually is. What I found for my focus groups was every individual group had different ideas and opinions on the topic of sweatshops, and I kind of pinpointed down the key repetitive things I would hear from certain people who were the same age. So for example, I found ages from 17 to 19-year-olds, they would kind of say that they would give responses which had limited factual statistics of sweatshops or any known knowledge of sweatshops which was valid. So I kind of gathered that, and then from older ages I kind of knew that they would have like a deeper understanding of sweatshops and how common it is that brands in the UK do use sweatshops for cheap labour to make the clothing. Another example would be the Survey Monkey, which I put in the corner of this slide. I gave the question, do you think there are health hazards in a sweatshop environment? And it was kind of a mixture of responses, and I think no one truly knew the exact answer. And I feel like this will help me for when I'm doing my social action video, because I feel like giving actual awareness and real statistics will actually help with my production. I felt the Survey Monkey was very beneficial for this type of research because it gave me people's honest opinions. I could find out what age group they were, what gender, and how this would all affect how I would define my target audience. And when I was defining my target audience, I had no real problem about what gender had certain views. I kind of related more to the age groups and if people genuinely knew what sweatshops consisted of or what type of information they already knew of sweatshops. And I kind of knew from all the responses I was getting that older generations who have seen the news on sweatshops or have been around to even like witness the brutality of sweatshops knew more on it, and people who were a younger age like myself, we kind of lack the reality of what sweatshops are and that they are still commonly being exploited to this day. From my qualitative and quantitative research, I found a repetitive pattern from all the responses I would receive, and this would be the age. I found that 17 to 25-year-olds had shared a similar response pattern, and I found that millennials was possibly the most accurate target audience I could see not having basic knowledge on sweatshops. So I feel like if I'm going to bring awareness, I'll need to target an audience which has limited or minimal background knowledge on the subject, because it will actually make them know something different and learn something which is going on around them. Regarding my secondary audience, I found that possibly younger ages, so anywhere from like infant to preteen would possibly be my second audience, because they lack the knowledge of sweatshops and I feel like they aren't really taught it in schools or in institutions which they are educated in. So I feel that would be my second audience, even though my social action plan video will be more aimed for mature older people. One charity what I found with my secondary research was War on Want. They create awareness videos and start rallies, marches in central London to bring awareness for sweatshops and the health hazards which reside in sweatshops. Overall, I found lots of good information from them, reliable information what I could use in my own social action plan video. And I really admired how much dedication and support they were giving to sweatshops and bringing justice to the workers who work there. Most of the secondary research I found was on my bibliography, and from my bibliography I found many articles, news articles relating to how high-end brands are still exploiting sweatshops to create their clothing. I found graphs, different diagrams showing statistics of brands using them in 2017 and previous years, and other awareness videos which were related to sweatshops. Also, I found a few documentaries which were on BBC Three which were highlighting the issues of sweatshops and how no real action is being put towards stopping sweatshops, and workers are still not getting the minimum wage which they deserve. I found this exercise really useful for me personally because I started this project not knowing a whole lot about sweatshops and how some brands which I didn't even know of still use them, and I found gathering other people's responses and their interpretations of sweatshops really helpful for how I'm going to make mine, because I will be bringing awareness, and I feel like aiming something towards someone who already knows the reality of a topic won't bring anything new. I feel like if you bring awareness to just one person, it could like help for a greater cause, because they could that could influence motivation for them to go help. If I could go back and redo all my research tasks, I would possibly change one of my focus groups, and that would be the friendship group, because I found that having my friendship group and the college group, there was similar age. There were, to summarize what I've done completely, I have done my research tasks, so my focus groups, my 3 focus groups, my survey monkeys, my 3 survey monkeys with different attributes, so people's identity, what they think of sweatshops, like their general knowledge, and if they knew any brands which are related or use sweatshops. Then for my secondary research, I found charities and articles which related to the topic, and researched what brands still use sweatshops to this day. And for all my findings, I felt I was able to do it successfully, and I could showcase this all through my blog. I possibly would have changed the focus group what I briefly mentioned earlier. That's probably the only thing I'd really change. But to summarize it all, I feel like I was able to do it to an efficient standard, and I feel like this will really help me for when I'm creating my social action plan video. So when I was thinking about my social action plan after gathering all this information, I could conclude that my social action plan will be having people who are younger, so people who are like 17 to 18, anyone who are in their teens or early adults, and I just want to showcase in whatever way the awareness of sweatshops. So some brief ideas I had in my head was possibly showing a video and then witnessing like the brutality of sweatshops, and just visually showing them the harsh reality of what sweatshops are and how children are involved. There's harsh labour, and just yeah. So thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and I hope you enjoy when I create my social action plan video for sweatshop awareness.